Most Commander games are actually lost by bad decks. Most Commander games are lost before the game has even started. If a lot of your Commander games feel like it is impossible to win, you might not be unlucky as you think. It could just be small little mistakes that you're usually making. And don't you worry, I have also made every single one of these mistakes when it comes to a Commander game. And that's how I know that it matters to hard focus on how you play than more the deck itself. Hey, I'm Carjo or WeCJ, and welcome to the video where I'm going to be mentioning mistakes that most new players make. So if you are a new player yourself, these are things to look out for that will help you win the game without updating your deck or buying more and more powerful cards. Even if you have a pro level deck, you can make these mistakes and lose because of it. Making these mistakes doesn't mean you are bad at the game itself. They're just small little things to give you a little boost, to give you a higher win rate or a potential to win even more. Magic the Gathering is a very easy but complex game that you have to watch out with so many things, that these little things that kind of nothing to do with the game but have also something to do with the game help you kind of get in the right mindset to win more. These are kind of like habits that quietly make you lose the game. And if you are a old or new player, one of these might actually hit too close to you and accidentally maybe hurt your feelings. But before we dive in any further, I do have a small little Etsy shop down below where I make t-shirts and hoodies for people to enjoy to help me make more videos like this, where I keep making videos about all these sets that come out, decks, I get to talk about all the keywords and stuff like that, pretty much nearly anything Magic the Gathering and slowly Pokemon related. So if you like me and what I do and want to help out the channel, first buy yourself something nice, it helps support the channel overall. Secondly, like, subscribe, and watch more of my content. But now let's go right on into it. When it comes to these, they are not rules, they're just little habits not to call anyone out on, but something that you as a player individually can sit on and go, cool, I keep doing that, so if I do this instead, maybe it can help me out more, or I can kind of then focus more into the game when I've changed that little habit to make it a better one. Sadly, these are things that the Commander game itself cannot teach you. These are little habits that you need to learn the hard way. So let's start off with mistake number 1. Keeping a bad opening hand. I have done it myself. I have literally drawn a hand and gone, there is one land, but there's a Sol Ring. I'ma keep it because there's a chance of me drawing a land is high. Then I play my land, play my Sol Ring, and then don't draw lands for 3 turns. Minimum. But then there is the opposite, where I've had a large amount of lands, maybe a 4 or 5 kind of drop spell, then I'm not doing anything at all early game, just making sure that my curve is still good. But then by the time I do get the land needed to play the 4 cards, people are miles ahead of me. The hand itself has no draw, no plan, and also no ramp. When it comes to Commander, it rewards mulligan, so do it if needs be. Have a good look at your hand and try and figure what you can do for at least 3 turns, and if there is nothing you can do, I suggest mulligan more times than not. Mistake number 2 is playing your Commander too early. I know it's Commander, so your hard focusing is on the Commander. A lot of people build their deck solely around their Commander and it being the engine or the main piece. However, if you get the mana on your turn to play your Commander, do not play it unless it is actually worth playing it. A lot of people just play it just because they've got no other cards to play in their hand, and they go, cool, I gotta play my Commander at least. It does nothing this turn and I don't have any of the other pieces for it, or I don't have anything to make it better, but at least I get to play a creature. Then your opponents go, okay, murder. Your Commander now costs 2 more for doing absolutely nothing. Only play your Commander when it is necessary or starting something cool. It is also beneficial, depending on the deck, if you have protection. If you have no protection in your deck for your Commander, but your deck is built around to protect your Commander, then definitely don't play it. The amount of decks I've seen where a few cards in their thing goes, I give your Commander protection, Commanders can't be touched, odd stuff like that, and they just go, yeah, I've got none to play my Commander. It's like, are you going to protect your Commander? And they're like, oh no, I have like 2 cards in my hand, I just don't have enough mana. I'm like, then wait, play a different card or do something else. And then their Commander dies, and then when it comes to the point that they can do both, they don't have the mana. Sometimes waiting a turn or 2 can help you win or actually just straight out brutalize your opponents. Number 3, using removal emotionally. This could be in a number of ways. You could draw a card and get your third land for the game and go, cool, I've got nothing to play but this murder card. So I feel like I want to play something, so I'm just going to murder your 2/2 that does nothing. Keep a hold of that murder card for later on when big threats do actually come on the field. Just because you feel like you're just going land pass is not, in my opinion, a good enough excuse to play your removal cards straight off the bat. Wait until there's a threat actually on field. Secondly, if a card has hurt you in a previous game, or there's a card that you're like, I despise this card, don't emotionally destroy it second it's played. It could be played in many different variations of ways. There are certain commanders that people are like, it's a kill on sight, but the player themselves has built it differently from the average player that they've seen in other videos or other YouTubers or other people that have built the deck, but they've gone emotionally kind of blinders on, going, I don't care, that is a kill on sight card and I'm going to remove it every chance I get, even if it does nothing. Even if they have a bigger threat on the field, don't care. I'm getting rid of that and wasting my removal and letting that other thing kill me instead. And then also then people going and killing just straight off people's commanders. Not even the card they're afraid of or the card that hurt them. They just go, I've got none to kill, you played your commander, kill it. Personally, because commanders are able to come back, I would rather kill the thing that helps the commander win the game than the commander itself, but that also depends on how the deck is built. If they have graveyard recursion and stuff like that, then it depends on how the game is going. The amount of games I've seen and been in where people have used majority of their kill spells and then late game they're like, oh, I really needed that Swords of Plowshare that I played on turn 2 to get rid of something annoying or not even annoying at all, and then they've lost the game due to that one interaction. Mistake number 4, ignoring the table, or as a lot of people like to call it, playing solitaire. These are people that just build their deck going, I don't really care what the other people do. They hard focus on the best way they can play their deck. The interactions only really interact with their field. Now again, not saying it is a bad thing, but if you want to kind of get better at the game, but you have a solitaire deck, it is kind of still good to be able to see how the other players are doing and how they're interacting. Because a lot of times people will just keep their head down at their table and they go, cool, I played this, I'm going to start my engine, and someone goes, excuse me, you can't, because I have this on the field, which stops you from doing the thing you want to do. And then going, when did you play that? Or someone going, and it happens mainly with land, someone goes, cool, I activate my land that does this unique ability, and someone goes, oh, I should have destroyed that land. I didn't want you to do that. It's like, yes, because you were busy focusing on your hand and on your field on their turn when they were telling you what they're doing for you to then be able to counter or stop them from it. You are so hard focused on just your little corner or your quarter of the field that the other players don't really exist, and kind of then you lose the game for it. This also helps because you're not also then tracking who's ahead. When it comes to a game of Commander, it's kind of like a race where people kind of are not fully equal, but some people will be ahead, and then later on someone might get tired and then someone else gets ahead. So you need to keep figuring out who is ahead, because if you are not paying attention and then all of a sudden you draw a kill spell and you're like, cool, I now need to see what I need to kill, you need to spend a little while going, cool, there's that card, oh wait, he has that, and there's something you may have missed. But when it comes to this, I personally believe the most quiet player usually is the one that wins. Mistake number 5 is committing to the board. This applies for mainly ramp decks that because you can play everything, you play everything. You don't need to play everything. Commander is a kind of interactive game, and a lot of people do forget that. They're playing 2, 3, 4 spells a go, and then later on have nothing in their hand and nothing to do, which means they're walking straight into a board wipe, and then they've got literally nothing at all, where resource management seems to be a very good way to win Magic the Gathering. You need to make sure you have enough of everything and that it is spread out evenly, because if someone destroys one part of your factory or machine, you still have the other to keep it going and being repaired. The best way to put this or simplify it is hold something back. Don't be playing 3 kill spells and then attacking with everything and then going, oh cool, I've got nothing. You're attacking me with like 5 creatures and I've got no blockers left, and I really don't like that one of those 5 creatures is a 5/5 that is going to put poison counters on me because I used my other 3 kill spells like 2 turns ago. It is, people kind of go, because I have it, I'm going to use it. Which again, later on when you need it, you don't have it. Which is another problem, which is number 6. Not playing enough interaction. A lot of people lose because they go, I want to build a deck where I want to make the Megazord from Power Rangers. That will eventually be a thing. So they just get all the pieces, hard focus on that, and then when someone goes, yeah cool, I'm gonna kill one part of your machine, they go, I've got no way to bring it back. I've got no way to stop you from doing the thing. I haven't got any of these other things needed in the game. I've got no draw left. I've lost everything. Having an equal amount of draw, removal, board wipes, anything that interacts with other players or yourself is really, really cool. However, with Magic the Gathering making many sets over the years, people go, I like fairies, I'm going to put every fairy card I can get hands on in a thing. And then when someone goes, I'm going to board wipe all your fairies, someone goes, well, I didn't put in a counter spell at all, or I didn't put in the thing that is going to interact with your thing to let me do my thing that I wanted to do. I just put 99 fairies in and my commander. I forgot basic lands. My fairies are now lands, and that's how people lose. It's kind of suckish because there is, and I've done myself, where there is decks that I'm like, ooh, I want to build, but it's hard to get a right balance of the thing I want it to do and it being interactive enough to let me do the thing that I do. You sometimes have to sacrifice some of the cards to let you do the thing less or weaker, but be able to do it more often because you're getting rid of the other problems. And then 7, not ending the game. I've seen a lot of people go, cool, I'm able to do 10 damage to all 3 of yous, and yous are all on, we'll say, 9 or less health. But, however, if I get to do this loop, I get to do 100 damage to yous each. So I'm going to do that and play like the 3 or 5 cards I have to be able to do the thing. And then people go, cool, I'm going to stop you from doing the thing. And because I stopped you from doing the thing, your creature that was going to do the 9 or less damage to me also is gone. So I now have 2 health. Well, the only reason I was able to do it is because you tried to go overboard. If you have enough to wipe everyone out and win, wipe everyone out and win. If you want to kind of be the, I'm going to be over dramatic and do like these 20 other things, people are going to rather sit there bored waiting for you to finish, go, congratulations, let's move on to the next game, or they're just going to stop you from doing the thing because you started the wheel. They're able to throw a wrench into your wheel and then your machine explodes and you die. But when it comes to mistakes, that is personally it. If you kind of notice you do some of this stuff and you kind of notice that you want to make some changes or you want to do less of it, these are little things that will help you kind of get better and hard focus on the kind of mechanics of the game. The way I see it is these are kind of the foundation before you start building how you are as a player on top. These are the things that not many people see, but they reward you with winning more because you're kind of paying attention, kind of realizing that it's not all about you, it's a 4-player game. You're playing interaction which works with other people that lets you then win more because you're not just hard focusing and playing solitaire. When it comes to it, Commander's not about perfect play, it is kind of how well you do in the circumstance you're in, where a lot of people kind of hard focus way too much on themselves, and when it comes to you need this other person to help you win, or if it comes to you need a type of draw card, or you need a type of interactive like kill spell or anything like that, and you did not put it in, then you're kind of screwed. It is also about making fewer mistakes every time. I've noticed when it comes to new players, they'll do certain habits and stuff that eventually they stop. A few little things I've seen people do, that if there's the cards that they put on top, or if there is they need to make sure that they draw at the start of each of their turns, they always put like a little dice or something on top to kind of help them remember. When it comes to newer players, making a more or higher amount of mistakes is fair, everyone does it, but to get better is kind of getting little habits to make those mistakes less and less. But the best news about all those 7 mistakes I told you about is that they're all fixable. None of these are something that you can never do. They're all fixable in their own little ways, and it's up to you to figure out how you're going to remember and get to the point that you don't need help remembering. But if you are new to Magic the Gathering, welcome to my channel. Hope you enjoyed that. There is a lot more content for you to watch. I talk about the sets, I talk about keywords, and I make a lot of videos on Magic the Gathering Pokemon, so please subscribe and like and do all that YouTubey stuff. Let me know what you think of these type of videos in the comments, or anything I can do to make these videos more enjoyable for you. And while you're down there, like, subscribe, and comment, and do all the other stuff. And if you like this video, I have last week's video here, a playlist of all other Magic the Gathering videos I make here, and a subscribe button here. And I will see you all in the next video.